The first step in solving a hypothesis test is to find the null and the alternative. The null is a hypothesis that contains a statement of equality, like greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, or equal to. The alternative is a complement of the null hypothesis. It must be true if the null is false, and it contains either a greater than, less than, or equal to symbol. After reading the word problem, you will be able to determine the n, s, x bar, mu, and alpha values. Mr. Murphy claims his baseball team practices for an average of 9 hours a week. A random sample of 12 players say that they practice for 7.5 hours a week with a standard deviation of 0.5 hours. At alpha equals 0.01, test Mr. Murphy's claim. Now we can determine that the null is mu equals 9 and the alternative is mu not equal to 9. The null is our claim. Now we can determine that n equals 12, s equals 0.5, x bar equals 7.5, mu equals 9, and alpha equals 0.01. Our next step is to solve for z by doing x bar minus mu over s over the square root of n. Once we plug these numbers in, you'll have 7.5 minus 9 over 0.5 over the square root of 12, and when you plug this into your calculator, your answer will be negative 10.392. After that, you can go ahead and look on the back of your z chart and look up the number 0.01 for your alpha and find the critical value of 2.575 for the two-tailed test that you'll be doing. On the left side of your graph, you'll write negative 2.575, and on the right, you'll write positive 2.575 and shade in both regions. Now we know that because z equals negative 10.392 falls in the rejection region, we will reject the null. We also know that there's not enough evidence to support the claim mu equals 9. Boat owners claim that the mean speed of boats traveling in the no-wake zone is greater than the speed limit of 5 miles per hour. A random sample of 50 boats has a mean speed of 35 miles per hour and a standard deviation of 6 miles per hour. Is there enough evidence to support the claim at alpha equals 0.05? Now we can determine that the null is mu less than or equal to 5 and the alternative is mu greater than 5. The alternative is our claim. Now we also know that x bar equals 35, mu equals 5, s equals 6, n equals 50, and alpha equals 0.05. Now we can go ahead and solve for z by plugging in 35 minus 5 divided by 6 divided by the square root of 50. Your answer should be 35.355. Now that you have all your information, you can go ahead and make a graph. Look up on the back of your z-chart alpha for 0.05, and you'll get your critical value of 1.96. Shade in to the right for the right tail test. Because z equals 35.355 falls in the rejection region, we will reject the null. Because we reject the null, there is enough evidence to support the claim mu greater than 5.